Okay, 10 o'clock. Welcome to the BOCC County Commissioners meeting for January 6th. Happy New Year. Would you join me as we pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome. Have agenda approval.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
First and second, call for the vote.
Commissioner Chibble? Yes. Commissioner Waddell?
Yes.
Chairman Spooner?
Yes,
Motion passes.
consent agenda.
On today's agenda, I have a motion for Ann Sweet, portion for Gabriella Johns, a portion for Joanna Reber, continuing of a stipend for April Romero, portion for Aislinn Crisp, and new hire road and bridge, Zachariah Poole. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Waddell?
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain? Yes. Chairman Spooner?
Yes,
Motion passes.
no appointments. On to permits. Carrie,
Good morning, Commissioners.
good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So last week, this permit was put in. Let's see. Put in before, to get it on the agenda. 12:30 is when it was put in, or 25. We didn't have a chance to go and inspect the property prior to putting this permit in. They were getting their water from the Walsenburg station. The Walsenburg station had gone down indefinitely. They do live off of County Road 520. They're closer to the station in Gardner than they are in Walsenburg, even though they have a Walsenburg address. So yesterday, a inspection was conducted on their property. There is one residence on the property, and there is one outbuilding for farm equipment and whatnot. So they're requesting use for this bulk water, since it is closer to their property, as well as this one being down, it was very inconvenient.
So you see no problems with anything?
We know
Okay.
everything was good, right, and we conducted the inspection yesterday.
Okay, have a motion.
I will make a motion to approve full water permit, 25-00007.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain? Yes. Commissioner Waddell?
Yes.
Chairman Spooner?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right,
Thank you, Commissioners.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
On to action items.
All right. First I have for you, resolution number 26-01, resolution establishing the annual calendar of County Board of County Commissioner meetings, hours of operation and observed holidays, observed holiday closing of county offices for calendar year 2026. I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 26-01, establishing the annual calendar of County Board of Commissioners meetings, hours of operation, and observed holiday closings of county offices for calendar year 2026.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Waddell?
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain? Yes. Chairman Spooner?
Yes,
Motion passes. All right, next half of your resolution number 2026-02, a resolution designating an official newspaper for the publication of legal notices for the calendar year 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 26-02, resolution designating an official newspaper for publication of legal notices for the calendar year 2026. Sorry.
Second.
first and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain? Yes. Commissioner Waddell?
Yes.
Chairman Spooner?
Yes,
Motion passes. All right, next have your resolution number 26-03, a resolution designating county fund depositories. I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 26-03,
designated county fund depositories.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Whittle,
Yes.
Commissioner Chan,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, then we'll have you resolution number 26-04, resolution amending Article 2 of Chapter 7 of the Huerfano County Code to prohibit the installation of gray water treatment works and the use of all gray water.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 26-04.
Second.
First
Did we
and,
get public comment on this one? Let's see. Calls for it, yeah.
yeah, first and second, any discussion? And then, yep.
Can you hear me?
Please state your name.
My name is Tommy Newkirk, 3652 County Road 443. Chair, Commissioners, Carl, thank you for letting me speak today. My name is Tommy Newkirk. I live and work here in Huerfano County, and I care deeply about our land and water. Out here, water isn't abstract. We see where it comes from, we know how limited it is, and we live with the consequences when it's poorly managed. That's why I'm asking you not to adopt a blanket ban on gray water today. Gray water reuse, when done responsibly, is fundamentally a water conservation tool. It's about using common sense, getting more value out of water we've already pumped, treated, and paid for, instead of just flushing it away and overloading systems that weren't built for it. A total ban does not make water any safer. It just forces everything into septic systems, increases flow, increases failure risk, and increases costs, especially for rural folks who don't have municipal backups. That's not conservation, and it's not common sense. Colorado already recognizes that there's a difference between reckless disposal and responsible reuse. The state framework exists because gray water can be managed responsibly. The countywide ban wipes out that distinction and punishes the people who are trying to do things the right way. I also want to speak to the concern about county resources. I understand that regulating anything takes staff time and money, but an outright ban is not a neutral or low effort option. It is a rigid policy choice that removes all flexibility and will likely need to be revisited as state policy continues to evolve. A limited, clearly defined approach can actually lower effort in the long run, especially if it focuses on the basics: what sources are allowed, prohibiting surface discharge, and permitting higher impact uses while leaving small, low risk uses alone. Most people out here aren't looking for loopholes. They're looking to be good stewards, take care of their land, their water, and their neighbors. Regulation can support that. A ban shuts it down. I'm asking you to trust rural common sense. Don't outlaw great water altogether. Regulate it, manage it responsibly, and keep it above board. Huerfano County deserves a policy that reflects stewardship, practicality, and respect for rural realities. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yep, Dale Lyons online.
Online?
Still raise your hand.
My name is Dave Newkirk.
Oh.
My son articulated our feelings probably much better than I can. But we're working on a project up at the top of Old Levita Pass where we have very limited water rights. And gray water is definitely part of our plans, although we haven't really gotten to the point of flushing all that out. Flushing, yeah, that's a good word. But getting all that settled. And again, I would just reiterate what my son said much more eloquently than I do, that you leave some room for those of us who have very limited resources in what we're trying to do. We're looking at building, rebuilding, I guess I should say, an event center with a big dance hall. I don't know how many, if you've been up there to see our property, but it was a booming place in the 50s, and our hope is to restore that which I think is a benefit for not only us, but for the county as a whole. And we bought the property about 5 years ago now, and been working on plans ever since. And we'd like a little flexibility, and our water rights are the biggest limiting factor that we have. And to be able to contemplate potential gray water usage would be very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. And good job restoring up there. That would be nice to have that back and going.
We're
Shovels are in the ground.
Hey, good deal. Thank you
we're
very much.
actually on our 10th load of sand coming in today for the septic system.
Nice.
As we're going to do a mounted septic system out there.
Okay, and then was there someone online?
Yeah.
Dale? Sorry, didn't hear.
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
My only question is why? Why would you limit the
Can you
use?
state your name for the record? Dale. Sorry.
Oh, I apologize. Dale Lyons, I live in Gardner. My only question is why would you want to ban gray water when we could use it?
Do you still have the?
Am I okay
Sorry,
here?
Dale, we can't hear you in here, so we have to turn you up a little bit.
All right, I'm sorry.
I don't have the headset. See what you.
They're down there. Hey, Dale, can you keep talking again?
Dale Lyons, I live in Gardner. Is that working or do I need to?
That's a little better, but
Yeah.
My
Yeah, I'm
hearing
not-
is much better than my medium.
See if those headsets are down there.
yeah, we have some headsets that maybe you can use that.
Let me. Is that better?
One more, just a minute, Dale. Sorry about that.
Well, I switched my microphone. I was wondering if that was any better.
No, it's not. It's not on your end.
Oh, wow. That's pretty not bad.
I'll say that until we make sure it works.
It works.
All right, Dale.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
Yep.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, Dale Lyons, I live in Gardner. My only question is, why would you want to limit or ban gray water when a lot of people around here in Gardner use it to water trees and things like that because of our limited water? It seems kind of nutty to ban gray water use when out here everything but the toilets could use gray water to water trees and other shrubbery that's perennials that we don't really have water from the creek to do with. So it seems to me a ban seems to be a bit excessive. I'm not sure what the solution is, but banning gray water in the county seems unreasonable, especially to us that live out in the middle of nowhere. Thank you for your time, and I hope you take that into consideration because gray water is very useful out where we live. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dale.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost let us train.
Beat them up for
Morning, County Commissioners. Kim Gonzalez, Los Animas, Huerfano County's District Health Department Public Health Director. And with me today, I have Robin.
I'm Robin Sykes. I'm the Environmental Health Director of Los Angeles Huerfano County's District.
And given my voice and my cough, I'm going to let Robin take the lead on this, and she's the Director for Environmental Health, and explain what this gray water bill is and more about it.
So gray water, is a regulated, division of the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. So gray water in and of itself, is not just allowed arbitrarily. It has to go through a treatment process before it can be applied to the ground. So Regulation 86 is what is the baseline for House Bill 241362. So it's not like we are banning anything that isn't already regulated. This is just another, what we're talking about is an opt-in, opt-out for the counties to take on a more regulated approach to gray water distribution throughout the county. So, sorry, I sound nervous. I'm not really that nervous, but I feel like I do.
We're nice people, it's okay.
Yeah, well, it's, it's just not what I normally do. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, if there's more specific questions about it, but it's really a bill, and that if we as a county, Huerfano County, go ahead and opt in, that means that we're going to have to stand up a regulatory program with the staffing and have the different types of gray water systems regulated through your building department. They're going to have to be part of that oversight. We would be part of that oversight, but it's a whole nother set of regulations that we at this time don't currently have the resources to do. Being that there's the two environmental health specialists, myself and Aaron, that are part of that program too. So when you look at the populations of both Los Angeles and Huerfano counties, it's a lot to do. And Reg 86, really, gray water program, is really about dispersal of gray water, mostly underground, but with that comes a lot of compliance measures. So that water has to be determined to be safe, and it has to be distributed underground, like in a mulch, like what they call laundry to landscape. So it has to go underground. It can't go on top of the ground and bury because of the coliform that is potentially in gray water. Only certain types of water are allowed to go through a gray water treatment works. So every individual that wants to use gray water would have to have a gray water treatment works on their property, and it would have to be inspected and approved by whatever regulatory agency has oversight over it, which could be a combination of building department and health department, but yeah, they all have to be approved from the get-go by the building department, just as an internal treatment works. And that would mean even if people wanted to repurpose their systems, they would have to go back in, and there's a possibility of cross connections, but remove the toilet water, remove the dish sink water and the dish machines. That would all have to go into a separate pipe to be distributed back to the public sewer works or to an on-site wastewater treatment system. So it's a lot more complicated. That gray water has to have regulation. And so that's what we're really talking about at this point. Could we do it maybe in the future if we have more staffing? We don't even have the training to know what is involved in standing up that program, what all of those regulations are. I have them and I've read through them, but I don't have the training, the expertise to do that. So that's why we come to you, the commission, to say we would like to prohibit this program at this juncture until we can figure out what it would take for us to do that by the book. as is required.
I have one quick question. So basically, in a nutshell, if we opted in to this, that would mean that any person that wanted to use gray water for anything would have to install a gray water handling system in their house that has to meet the state regulations and federal regulations before they're able to use it.
That is correct.
Okay.
It's a big program.
And you
There's
risk cross-contamination also during that time when you're transitioning those different types as well.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Most counties, I would say all but maybe a small handful in Colorado, including Jefferson County, Pueblo County, Fremont County, Alamosa County. None of those counties are adopting this program, even though we all know that Colorado and Arizona and all the Southwest is very arid and could benefit from that. But we as a small county just don't have the resources to do that. So, yeah.
Exactly. And if I could get a clarification also from Carl.
Well, quick, I have a question for Robin.
Okay.
For our building department, our building codes, we allow for alternative builds. You know, for this process where if someone wants to build something that isn't in the code, they can have an engineer design it, fully stamp it, and bring it to us for review. I'm wondering, over the long term, considering the amount of work this would take to regulate, if a system similar to that might be workable in our county, where someone that wants to install a gray water system basically takes on the full cost of inspecting it. They have to have a third party, they have to have it fully engineered, fully designed by an engineer and stamped and inspected by, and I had to pay for the inspection cost for an outside entity to come in and inspect it, because we don't do that.
But in the bill and in the regulation, it says the county where it resides has to have the oversight. We have to have a program that says we're managing this. Even though they would take on that responsibility, we still have to have a record keeping tracking system. We would have to have those individuals that still, as part of the county, because it's still under our jurisdiction, we still have to have eyes on it. We can't just necessarily take their word for it. I don't think it doesn't provide for that in the regulation as I've read it. I mean, I could do more research on it, but I didn't see that anywhere where we can, if you're going to opt in as a county, you have to have the oversight. It can't be given to anybody else. The engineer could provide their knowledge, their basic knowledge, and the homeowner could, ante up all the money that's needed for that, but we still have to have it under our purview.
Okay.
I mean, I read through it as much as, the whole regulation, and it's pretty deep. But I think the overarching thing is that we have to, as a county, have that in place. But I don't understand all of the nuances of what you're discussing, so.
You have a hand raised.
Online?
Leslie down.
Leslie?
Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I just heard about this morning, and I've been trying to get more information on it. And based on, a very cursory reading of this regulation, it does sound like that there's different categories of it, that if you have something like laundry to landscape, that requires much less oversight. And so we could implement it using sort of the lower impact. I totally get that Huerfano County doesn't have the money to bring in a complete system in order to oversight this, but could we at least could we investigate how we might implement it at a lower level? Right. So, like I said, the category A1 laundry to landscape, maybe bring that in initially. Could we not implement this immediately and instead have a public commentary and a little bit more research on the public side for those of us who are concerned about it? Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So the regulation as it stands right now is already in effect. If we didn't, we missed the deadline date, so it's now in effect. So people can opt into it right now, and we would have to regulate it. That doesn't give us any opportunity to do the research to figure out what it would take. Denver County has the laundry landscape program where they are. Again, it's just they've got more resources to reach out and do that, but it all has to go through review and compliance with those regulations. So it's still gray water. It's just one portion of it. And I think when you open up the door to that, then you have essentially said, we're willing to look at all kinds of gray water. I think that's what ends up happening. And I'm not against gray water. I mean, I think it's got a wonderful benefit. We just have to do it by the code. And so that's what.
So even if we had like landscape or laundry to landscape, the same hurdles have to be overcome of staff.
Exactly. It's no different. It's just one piece of it, but it's still the whole regulation that with one, we're just adopting one little section, what we're allowing, what type of gray water we're going to allow, but it still has the same regulation.
Leslie, yeah, again.
Leslie?
Hi, thanks again for allowing my comment. I think part of the concern, I live in rural Huerfano County. I live outside of Walsenburg. And I think the concern here is that we just haven't had any visibility at all in all of the implications of this. And like I said, I did a couple of hours of cursory review of the regulations. It does seem like there's some flexibility. I would just like to encourage us, maybe if we're forced into a position where we have to either opt in or opt out right now, I would encourage us to, even if we have to opt out, can we put together a group of people to investigate this more fully to see if there's a way to do a lower level of implementation? I mean, my reading of it is that the A1 laundry to landscape is not a lot of oversight, does not require a lot of oversight on the county side. I think we should probably, with all of the water problems that we have and the recent regulation that says you can't even build in Huerfano County without having a well, to me, this seems like really a missed opportunity for us to conserve this valuable resource. So I would encourage us to pause, to do what we're required to by law, of course, no question, but then also to put together a group of people to investigate how we might implement this in a way that is of minimal cost to the county and maximal benefit to, folks like me who live outside of the city. Thank you, and I'll stop now.
One second for the train.
Yeah, we have a train coming too, so.
So it's stopping.
Oh.
Okay, this is gonna be raining. All right, go ahead.
So I said, just quickly, she is correct in the fact that if we opt out of it now, we can always opt in, but we need to do our due diligence to figure out how we can do it and do it well. Because, we could be a good example of how it could be done well. We just have to have the resources to do that.
Yeah,
If I may.
yep, absolutely.
So Robin and Kim, would you guys be open to us opening a process maybe with the building authority board and the health department to explore if we can do this, if there's a way to make it work?
Absolutely, yeah, we're open, yeah. We just,
Yeah, I think for right now, we probably should opt out just so that we're not operating with nothing. But then to start a process like Leslie suggested, where we can look into it more in depth and sort of see what could be possible, might be a good idea. And I don't want to confuse anybody either. Gray water, as of December 31st, was illegal in Huerfano County. So there's not much changing here. We just want to, I think it's worth exploring it just because we know people do have the systems, even though they're not regulated.
And we have no way of really
Yeah.
doing it. Manpower wise, we have no way to check.
No, but I think it's worth looking into if there's some small things we could do. Because I think most people have is that laundry to landscape and not things that are more complicated.
Yeah, we'd be open to exploring further. I agree as opting out is the best option right now, so that we don't put that cart before the horse and have problems. I think we need to have conversations and figure out how to do. I think the landscape to laundry to landscape is a good opportunity. But a lot of these other systems risk for cross-contamination and other health risks if we don't have proper oversight looking into this going forward.
The other counties have brought this up in terms of having a gray water system where you've already got a septic system, depending on where that's located, it can have a negative effect on the septic system and can actually cause it to fail. So, I've been reading through the upsides and the downsides just so that we have a clear picture of what we'd be looking at or what we can anticipate as potential problems. And yeah, we just want to be able to do it well. And
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Anything else?
I may share.
What?
I have a few things.
Sure.
So I think it looks like we have to opt out. I'm open to the idea of revisiting this in the future. Because I do think the reuse of gray water is beneficial in our arid area, but like you said, we just don't have the capacity at this time. So you guys are open to future discussions and trying to figure that out.
it's like having a dialogue about how we would take those first steps and what it's really going to look like. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth exploring.
Are you done, or are you guys,
Yeah.
anything else?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Can you state your name for the record? Can you state your name?
Dave Newkirk. This is dangerous thinking on my feet, but I'm also, I don't disagree with anything that's really been said. I certainly understand the regulation aspect of it and the problems that present. But I'm also thinking we're at that design stage now. We're actually, as I said earlier, the septic systems is getting started. Got started yesterday. So we're at that stage, and this is not a retrofit for us. The whole building has no plumbing in it at all in the old days. So, we're designing it from scratch. And again, it's dangerous to be thinking on my feet, but maybe I might volunteer us as somewhat of a guinea pig. Because we've got to get things going, and it might be a good opportunity to kind of start exploring how this might work for everyone eventually. And I say that thinking, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? But, if there's some way, we can work with we're already working with them with the septic system. an engineered system. So, I just throw that out there. Again, I mean, we're up against a timeline ourselves. And, it seems like an ideal opportunity to maybe try to explore this. For what it's worth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Okay. Any other comments?
Is there one on one?
Back down.
Nothing? Okay, do we, now would it be a tabling? It's not tabling. How do you?
So what I would recommend is that, you pass this now and then, request the building authority and the health department to review what a potential gray water regulation could look like. And we can, I don't know how long that's taken, probably a couple months, maybe, depending on how people are available. And that way we can implement something that can work for us. If we can get people's input, Newkirk's, Leslie, Dale, anyone else that could be interested, that way we get some public input and we can see if there's enough demand, if regulating is the right way to go, we can dive into it some. Our building authority does have a plumber on it, so that helps us as well.
And our next meeting is a week from Thursday.
I've been moving fast, but yes,
We'll at least get it started on that meeting.
yeah, we can talk to them about it.
Yes.
So, but you pass it?
That's what.
Yes. So we pass it, but then afterwards we start the process of looking at it.
I mean, I think in theory, you could word it as a moratorium instead of the way this is worded here. But I think the effect is ultimately the same.
These things make my head explode because I don't want any of that stuff, but it's,
I mean,
yeah.
There's a way we do things here, and it's just,
Yeah.
When the state changes things, it makes things more complicated.
Yeah, the state drives me insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so how would you word that?
So I think if we're going to review a moratorium, saying it's banned for right now, and then, or calling moratorium, either way, same difference. We can change the regulation, we've changed the rules later. So what I would recommend is a motion to approve the resolution and to request the building authority and the health department review the potential for gray water use in Huerfano County.
I have a motion to approve resolution 26-04 with the meeting to be held between the Huerfano County Building Authority and the Health Department for public comment.
So if someone wants to make that motion,
I will amend my previous motion and make the motion to approve resolution number 26-04 and request that the building authority and the health department review this in the future.
I will amend my second to second.
that was inside out right there.
Yeah, way cheap. Okay, first and second. Any other discussion? And you guys understand how that would work to be able to change something at a later date, or how that works?
And just for clarification, what you're saying now, you're approving the resolution that says we're prohibiting it for now, with more discussion to come later to maybe stand it back up again.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, call for a vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Widow,
Yes.
Chairman Poyer,
Yes.
motion passes. Thanks, everybody.
So give us your contact number.
Email from Leslie Dow. Of course, we have Dale's information, and you have the new information, so we can make sure that we keep them in the loop. See,
Thank you, Carl.
And you forwarded that, you guys.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Next resolution.
For a second, man. All right, next happy resolution number 26-05, resolution amending chapter 3 of the Huerfano County Code to adopt an updated purchasing policy and repeal resolution 17-131. So resolution 17-131 is our current purchasing policy. This policy updates a few things that were requested by the state and the federal government when looking at 2 CFR 200, the federal rules for grant management. Notable changes is it removes the local preference policy and replaces it with a statement that says that no statement is made for local preference in this policy, which satisfies the state and means we can still do what we want. It also changes how the signature authority for purchase orders, meaning sort of the limits that people can buy things at.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 26-05, amending chapter 3 of the Huerfano County Code to adopt an updated purchasing policy and repeal resolution 17-131.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner? Yes. Chairman Splinger?
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, then I have for you resolution number 26-06, a resolution appointing Gary Bailey to review the cemetery district for a term expiring on December 31st, 2031.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 26-06, a resolution appointing Gary Bailey to the Levita Cemetery District for a term expiring on December 31st, 2030.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Chairman Splinger?
Yes.
Motion passes. All right, Commissioner, next I have you put a number 2026-001. This is for the district center. The purchase order for Cimarron glass in the amount of $105,425.81. This is for some glass replacement.
We just skipped over the
Yeah,
water
release,
lease.
water release. Yep.
It's up on, scrolling too fast.
I was gonna come back, but
Sorry, thank you. All right, so next I have for you the replacement water lease agreement between the county and the Huerfano County Water Research District.
thank you.
This is a lease we do annually. There are a couple of typos in here that I think were related to when we used to do this as 2 leases. And then there was a thing where we ran over in one, this requires arbitration water for Road and Bridge and Gardner and for GPID. We ran over 1 year in, I think it was in GPID and not in Road and Bridge. So after that, and that sort of back and forth to organize it, we asked them to put everything in one resolution, which is a little bit awkward for them. Especially to say that there's a couple of typos that have persisted through there that we should address. We also need to have this before the county attorney to make sure that we adjust the flowing water buy-sell agreement to make sure that we're accounting for this happening this year. So what I would request is your approval, pending a green light from the county attorney. I will say that the payment for this is in your packet, but the payment won't change. Kim has to approve that one back to 2025, so having it happen sooner than later is good.
Okay, and so is this actually the 2025 augmentation water lease, or is it the 2026?
It is technically the 2025.
Okay.
The water year runs from November 1st, 2025 to October 31st, 2026. And in fiscal years, we would call it the 2026 one, but you always call this one 2025. It's weird. It'll be okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 augmentation water lease pending the corrections to the typos and the green light from the county attorney.
Second.
First and second, Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wendell,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Split.
Yes,
Motion passes.
clear as mud.
We're working on that. So now I have purchase order number 2026-001 for Cimarron Glass in the amount of $105,425.81. So when we applied for this grant, this is funded by an unfunded warehouse grant. Cimarron left off the labor cost, which is about $25,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Public Works is going to work with them to try to figure out a way to them to lower that. But yes, the lead time on this is about 12 weeks. If you were so inclined, we could put this out to bid. I'm not sure that we would get any better bids though.
Okay.
Because of the type of glass and what it would cost to install it.
More because of the lack of vendors in our local area that do this kind of work in general. Yeah.
Fine. Well, I will make a motion to approve purchase order 2026-001 in the amount of $105,425.81.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Woodcock,
Yes.
Chairman Spooner,
Yes,
motion passes. All right, now I have purchase order number 2026-002 for Esri. This is for our ArcGIS subscription in the amount of $12,850. This is an annual software subscription.
I'll make a motion to approve purchase order number 2026-002 in the amount of $12,850.
Second.
first and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wendell,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Spooner,
Yes,
motion passes. All right, then I have for you a purchase order number 2026-003 for Wagner Equipment Company in the amount of $33,852. So this is Road and Bridge places an annual order for cutting edges for the greater blades. What we usually do is split a truckload with another county. Our usual partners have either moved to getting a full truckload for themselves or aren't looking at the moment. So this is a request for a full semi-load of cutting edges, and basically we won't need to order this until 2028.
yes,
I'll make a motion to approve purchase order 2026-003 in the amount of $33,852.
Second.
First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Chairman Spooner,
Yes,
motion passes. Let's have your first January vendor run for DHS in the amount of $34,155.52.
Make a motion to approve the vendor run for DHS in the amount of $34,155.52.
Second.
first and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Spooner,
Yes,
motion passes. Then I have for you your first January 2026 vendor run for the rest of the county in the total amount of $289,533.42.
I like that first number you were getting ready. to
Yeah, I
say.
know, right?
yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the January 2026 vendor round in the amount of $289,533.42.
Second.
first and second, any other discussion or questions? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Wardell,
Yes.
Chairman Spooner,
Yes,
motion passes. All right, next I have for you a contract service agreement between the county and Art Martinez. This is for the full year 2026. And basically, as you guys might remember, Art worked for the county for several years. Since he retired, he's come back and helped us with various things as a contract laborer. the two things helped with is Parks and Recreation and Public Works. And then he does a little bit of helping us with hazard mitigation, namely he knows how to operate the wood splitter and a few other things. So he's managed that program for a number of years when he was county employee as well. So Public Works and Emergency Management have come together and basically come up with one contract for art rather than two separate contracts or some sort of different arrangement.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract for services agreement, hazard mitigation seasonal labor for Arthur Martinez, commencing on the 6th day of January 2026 until the 31st day of December 2026.
Second,
First and second, call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood,
yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes.
Motion passes. All right. Commissioners, next have a memo from Robert Gilbert, County Emergency Manager, stating that in the fall of last year, the BOCC authorized the Emergency Food Relief Committee to organize a campaign raising funds for food instability in Huerfano County caused by the temporary freeze of SNAP benefits. The BOCC also authorized up to $200,000 of donation authorized up to $200,000 of matching funds for donations. The county through online and cash donations received $3,821. We are recommending the county use the donations and some of the matching dollars to donate to Levita Village Food Services, Garden Food Bank, and Dorper Circle to continue their efforts in providing food relief in our community. So the recommendation is to donate $5,000 to each of those food banks.
200,000 or 20?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
No,
I was hearing things.
Yeah, you said 200, it's 20.
It was definitely 20.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute, I don't remember this. Okay, thank
The
you.
days when I would like to have coffee.
Yeah. So in lieu of that,
So I will make a motion to approve 3 donations in the amount of $5,000 each to the Vita Village Food Services, Dorcas Circle, and the Garden Food Bank.
Second.
first and second, call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes,
Motion
definitely
passes.
with that. 20,000, not 20. 200.
20.
Yeah, yeah. Freak me out.
Potato, potato.
It would be nice to have that kind of money
Oh,
to
my
to
gosh.
do that with, though, you know,
Like one of their scales.
right? It's like a little rounding error for us.
Right.
All right. So next I have for you a series of grant approval forms. All of which have the same motion attached to them, a request to approve the application to the FAA and Sea Aeronautics for the 4B1 turnaround taxiway project. 4B1, if you don't know, is the call sign for our airport, Spanish Airfield. So this grant is to add a turnaround taxiway. We've been calling it for a number of years a teacup taxiway. At the end of at the far east end of the paved runway. Basically allow people to get off of the runway to turn around in case someone else is landing. It's been on the CIP for the capital improvement plan for the airport for a number of years. So it's our last capital improvement item for this round of engineering. So we have everything laid out on that first page, page 122 of your packet. List out the various sources and uses and the county's matching dollars. So we have a total of $84,348 in county matching funds for each of the 3 grants, or should I say the 5 grants, because it's typically speaking 5 grants. And we are slightly overmatched, which is basically a little bit of a hedge for if the bids come back higher than the engineer expects.
Very good.
So I'll make a motion to approve the applications to the FFA and CDOT Aeronautics for the Victor 1 turnaround taxiway project.
Second,
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood,
yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Spillier.
Yes,
Motion passes. And that is the end of action items.
excellent. Correspondence.
All right. Commissioners, first I have a letter from DOLA for you saying that they have approved our expedited review policy. So we are now eligible for up to $5,000 in grant funding for eligible activities. I'll be working on putting it together with DOLA and bringing you back something later this year, maybe in a couple of months. Then I have your GPID bulk water volume report for December. I have a GPID billing register for December, your system totals for December. I have a note from Paul Recker on a proposed credential. I didn't see an actual ask here. I think this is just his usual. There's an actual ask. Anyway, I'll review that. Then I have a letter from the Federal Mineral Lease District. Their budget.
Is opt in and opt out for the
Yeah.
that deal.
So I need to check with our new attorney about this because I'm not sure if Nate ever resolved that question mark.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why the federal emergency exists is because if the county received that money directly, it would lower our PILT allocation. So we give it to the federal list district so that it can be accessed by the county and other entities in the county, but not impact our amount we get from PILT, payment of taxes from the federal government.
Yeah.
So I will double check on that. I have a date of January 26th, the deadline date to get back to Joe and the Federal District Board about this. And I will hopefully get that resolved in the next week or so we can get that moving.
Good deal.
The one thing that I don't think they've accounted for is that the county, our budget includes like 3 entities: the county itself, the housing authority, and GPID. So I'm not sure that they've accounted for that in their calculation or not. That's
Yeah, because they'd have to be separate and distinct to be the different.
They are technically.
Because that would add 2 more to our list. Okay.
Yeah. And then last but not least, you have what the balances as of January 2nd.
Okay. On to public comment. If there's anyone with any public comment. We have three minutes to express. Oh, no, I already did that. Is there anyone online that has public comment?
Still online?
Okay, well, I just won't do the spiel. On to staff reports. Any administrator.
All right. So we have a couple of meetings coming up here with staff, but right now we have opened the protective services supervisor. They'll do child and adult protection, and the caseworker 1 or 2 position, and the administrative assistant for admin is open. That closes on Friday, and the other 2 positions close later in January. Yeah, that's all I have here at the moment. The county attorney, I did talk to her yesterday. We'll probably set up an executive session in the next couple of weeks, go through things, but we're moving forward on Little Kansas, on the Thorn Ranch agreement. I think we have one more hurdle to clear before we can send it back to the Water Conservation District. Hopefully be our way to getting that final approved. And that's about it.
Very good. And upcoming meetings, we have land use and building at 11, and then an IT workshop at 11:30. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
Take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First and second, call for a vote.
Commissioner Widow,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheney,
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Absolutely.
motion passes.
We are adjourned at 10:59.